Okay, welcome everybody. How is everybody on this Monday? I hope we haven't thrown you off too much with our regular schedule. Normally we go live at 9 a.m., but we have this super amazing guest that we're excited about, and just the time zones and stuff, we thought we'd switch it up. So we have Adrienne Farrow here with us. And we are actually getting to know Adrienne today because we found out about her through a summit. She's hosting this Google Summit, essentially. It's the go-to summit, all about Google tools. And when she presented the opportunity for us to participate, it was like a huge yes, because Google tools to us is like everything. Of course, we're all about Google Sheets, but we're integrating Forms and Google Docs, and we're just finding that it's a free tool. It's easily accessible. It's so easy to collaborate with. Andrea and I are business partners, and we also have some team members with us, and it's just so much easier to run our business with these tools. And, we're all trying to find ways of running our business without having to buy another subscription. I don't know if you guys are tired of subscription after subscription. So it's, given us a lot of opportunity to be able to run our business, streamline things, and then also offer it as a digital product, which also we're gonna get into that a little bit today. So let's dive right in and get to know a little bit about you, Adrienne.
Yeah. So thank you for having me here. I'm so excited. When I found out about you guys and connected with you guys, I was like, yes, another Google people. They're my people. I love it. So yeah, for everyone who is new to me, my name is Adrienne Farrow. I am a Google Tools specialist. And I became a Google Tools specialist because I was a teacher, actually. So I was a teacher for 10 years. And I was the one who kind of helped pioneer Google Tools within my school and started training others to use Google Classroom, Google Docs, Drive, Sheets, Slides, all of those things. And I eventually became a Google trainer. And then COVID hit. I call it the great digitization of 2020 because we needed to digitize everything. And I started becoming a virtual assistant in the teacher pay teachers niche to help digitize PDF products and make them onto Google products. So I actually worked primarily in Google Slides. That was my big jam. But then throughout the process, I realized that a lot of online business owners just needed more support on Google tools because Google doesn't do a great job of teaching how to use their tools. And there's so many features that are hidden or like hacks that are really great that people just don't know about that can save them a ton of time. So that's how I transitioned into what I'm doing today, is just kind of little by little, just step by step went towards doing what I'm doing right now.
That's so amazing. That's amazing to hear that transition. Are you primarily helping business owners, or do you still help teachers too? Because there's that whole world of teachers wanting to use Google tools better to run their classrooms and things as well.
So I actually just work with online business owners. So I do work with a lot of teacher authors still, but I have really in 2024 broadened my horizons, if you will, to work with all online business owners. So I don't do a ton in the classroom anymore.
Yeah, awesome. And what do you offer your members? So I see you have like a membership and some courses, and you do like one-on-one as well. I think you help people set up like one-on-one if they're struggling with their Google system, right?
Yep, definitely. So I have done for you, done with you, and do-it-yourself options. So do-it-yourself right now, I have the go-to membership, which is a low-ticket $14 a month offer where you can come in and I do a masterclass. I give you a template that you can use. So I have Google Slides, Docs, Sheets, Forms, templates, and then Q&A sessions as well. And then I do Google coaching, so you can book a time with me just to if you have issues that you just need to troubleshoot, I can get on with you and talk about those. And then I do full on Google Workspace setup. So if you're transitioning from a free plan to a paid business plan, getting all of that streamlined over, getting all of those Google, all of your files moved from your Google Drive over, which is headache. And then just the strategy behind how do you want your Google Workspace to be set up and work for you as a business owner. So I kind of go through the whole spectrum. And then later this month, after the GoTo Summit, I'll be launching my signature program, which is called the GoTo Formula, which will be really delving deep into how Google tools can help online business owners.
That's so cool. What do you notice as the biggest like pain point or challenge that your people are having with Google tools? Is it even just, not even knowing they're available? Do they just kind of come to you and they're like disorganized and don't know how to set things up? What is it that brings them to you?
Combination of a problem within Google that they're having trouble solving. So that could be like things aren't sharing properly. I don't know how to set this up. I don't know, or, something that was working before is no longer working. So some of those like acute troubleshooting things come up. I get a lot of business owners that they're like, I am so disorganized. My Google Drive is a dumpster fire. I don't know how to put it out. Like, help me. So I do a lot of like that, especially with the changes in email marketing where you do need a paid domain email address. I do a lot of helping move from a free Gmail to a paid Google Workspace. So that's another thing. And then a lot of people just find me through, YouTube, social media, word of mouth, whatnot, where I just like give Google hacks and tips and tricks. And so then people just want to know like what is possible with Google tools? What might I not know about that I should know about? So
that's a big one, because I feel like, there's so many things that you can do with Google. Literally, you can run your entire business with Google only, and it's free. That's like mind blowing to me. Of course, you still need like a paid version, for your business email, but everything is in there and everything is connected, and people don't realize that, right? And I feel like when we saw you and we were like, I mean, your logo already, you can tell, we're like, this person is Google. And then we saw the summit. We were like, yes, because we want to bring that awareness, right? It's not complicated. That's our thing. We of course we're all about Google Sheets, but we started with Google Sheets because it is simple. It's like ridiculously simple. And then when you compare that to Excel, sure, Excel has like, it's more powerful in a way, but it's also so much more overwhelming, right? And then Google, you have you have the docs, you have the slides, you have the sheets, you have the drive, you have the email, like
Calendar.
you have the calendar. I know we barely touch the calendar. We should, because we know we're missing out, on that part. And there's also the Looker Studio, which I saw there's somebody, we're going to talk about that later, but there's somebody talking about that in the summit. And we're so excited at that because it merges like so beautifully with Google Sheets. And, it's just everything's so interconnected. So we're just so excited that we can bring this here and bring that awareness out and be like, people, you are missing out on the most spectacular tour, and it's so easy to use, and you can monetize it. I mean, our whole business is monetizing Google Sheets, right? So it's just incredible. So we're so excited that you're here. Yay. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and it's so inexpensive. Like, if you can do so much on the free plan, but when you do get to that point in your business, you need to move over to the paid plan. I mean, it's as little as $6 a month. I mean, I pay more for a latte.
Yes, you can have a professional business, email with, I think the email is $6, right? To have your domain. And if you are a business and if you're serious about having a business, you do need to have at yourdomain.com. This is like the first thing that you should be setting up. And you don't have to, go to GoDaddy, or I think GoDaddy or whoever is the other hosts. They charge a lot for that domain, for you to have at yourdomain.com. So Google is only $6, literally. There, and then I think you get also like extra storage also, right? Like, and a bunch of other stuff that comes with it that we also, I don't know, we're just like touching the tip of the iceberg in that with our Google Sheets. But yeah, there's so much that you can do.
Oh, so much. Oh yeah.
Adrienne, how did you like the transitioning from teacher to doing what you do now?
So for me, it was kind of a gradual process. So I was full-time teaching and virtual assistant during COVID. And then I became an educational technology specialist at a school right after end of 2020, beginning of 2021. And then my husband got a job and we moved out of state. And so I was able to keep that job, but then I was like, I don't want to go back to the classroom. Like my daughter was 4. I was wanting just to it was a time of transition for us. So I was like, I'm just going to go all in on this and just make this work for our family. And then I ended up getting pregnant with my son shortly afterwards. So then I had 2 at home. And then it was just being a teacher, you don't get much time off. You don't get the flexibility to go to kids, appointments and, extracurriculars, things like that. And I was like, this online business works for my family more than just, financially. It works for my family in the flexibility part. And so I do find myself missing out, being in the classroom. Sometimes I try and find, I volunteer at my church and find other ways, at my children's school to get that kids stuff. But I mean, you can't beat the flexibility of being your own boss,
Oh yeah, that's awesome. With your, all of us are super geeks about the Google tools and stuff. What are some of your I don't know, your best tips for people, just generally?
Yeah. Well, I could go on forever on all my favorite ones.
I know, I was kind of afraid to ask because I was like, there's probably so much, but
top 3.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go with the top 3. So I always say start with your Google Drive. I actually call Google Drive, Gmail, and Calendar the trifecta because they kind of work together like a triangle almost. They're the cornerstone, the foundation, because you need to have somewhere for your Google Docs and your slides and your sheets and everything to go to. And if you just if you're creating Google Sheets to sell online, we'll use that as an example. If you don't have a good structure in your Google Drive to find those sheets when you need to list them online or, creating copies or however, you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to waste time, etc. So oftentimes the people that I work with don't have, a brand spanking clean new drive to start with. So what I say is do an archive folder. So create a folder, name it archive in today's date, and throw everything in your Google Drive in it. And it's kind of like, opening up a closet and stuffing everything in there and shutting the door. It's a temporary Band-Aid. It doesn't really solve the problem, but what it does is it clears up that mental energy and that just not seeing a bunch of digital clutter and seeing this blank slate where you can start over again just allows that freshness to come about. And then you can find that folder structure that works for you in Google Drive. So whether that's time-based, you want to do it by projects and things that you have that are going on in your business, or category based, you can then play around with what works for your brain. But that archive folder will just create that fresh new slate for you. So that was my number one. That's the one I start off with. I'll be talking about that in the Google Summit as well, because I'll be talking about one of my top favorite ways to organize your Google Drive. Another one that I love, it's so simple, but with Google Chrome, and I hope that everyone who uses Google Chrome, because Google works best with Google. The tools are designed to be optimized within Google Chrome.
Oh, we have an issue with the color picker.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't work in Safari.
There you go.
Yeah, and
there you go.
Somebody's missing a feature in Google Sheets, I'm like, okay, you got to go over to Chrome. And I used to be a huge Safari person, but I've had to completely switch over to Chrome because nothing was working. So,
well, and if you think about it, it's a Google product, so they're going to optimize their tools to work best in a Google product.
Sure. Yeah.
And I've had a forms issue a while ago. I can't remember what the actual issue was, but it went away as soon as they went into Chrome as well. So that's one of my top ones is to do that. But on your bookmarks bar, I'm sure that a lot of us have a bunch of different bookmarks. If you can recognize the icon, if you know the Canva icon right away or the YouTube icon right away or whatnot, just delete all the words and it'll just leave the picture. And then that way you can have a ton of different bookmarks up on your Chrome bookmark bar. And then, exactly like that. Yep.
Great.
And
Yeah.
then that way you can, stuff a lot more things in there than maybe you didn't know you could before. So that one, oftentimes, I tell people that and they're like, whoa, really? You can do that? And yeah, the key is you have to remember what that icon is. So, if you just have, like, I noticed you had a bunch of Google Sheet icons, but you still had like an emoji or description or something. Like if you just put the Google Sheet icon, you're probably not going to know what that's going to go to. So you have to play around with that.
Yeah, that's why we started using the emojis, because it's like short, but then we know it's right there. We needed space, and we tried many different ways. We like created folders and folders inside of the folders on your bookmark, and then it was just like, you know what, this is not working. Let's just short everything up, and then for the ones that do repeat, like Google Sheets or Google Docs, and then we have the little emoji thing.
That's so smart. As if you attribute that to something, if this emoji means this, then you just have the pictures to tell you,
Yeah.
Yep. And then another one that I love that a lot of people don't know, and you guys know because you do Google Sheets and products and whatnot, but is the URL hacks that you can do at the end. So when you share a file, you can delete up through the word edit and put the word copy, and that'll force copy a Google Sheet. But then you can also do template preview. And if you do template preview, then you actually get a picture. It will show what that looks like so that the person who's receiving whatever your item is, it will see clearly what it is. And it'll make a template of it. So you can just click use template. And then the person on the other end doesn't have to delete the word copy of. They can just have that there. So I love the template preview versus the force copy. I feel like it cuts down on access requests as well. I don't have any like clear-cut data as to why, but anecdotally working with clients and stuff, they get far fewer access requests on template preview than they do on the copy.
But they don't have, how do they request access? Because we use the copy because of that reason, right? So when we had the view, you either had to have like a start here page to say, hey, go to file, make a copy, and still we would get a lot of people requesting. So we moved that over, and that's a great tip because not a lot of people know that, right? That you can just either change to /copy or for template preview. I think we have
template/preview.
Template/preview. I think Mel showed that before in the group. We haven't really used it.
Let's do it here. Template preview.
No, you have to put a slash between template and preview.
Oh,
and you have to, yeah.
I've done this before, but we never really used here we go.
Yeah. Yep. So then it looks like this, and it does the exact same thing as a force copy. It makes a copy for them in their drive, but there's no place here for them to potentially ask for permission or anything like that. So like I said, there's no like concrete data where I can say like, this is why, but anecdotally with my clients, it cuts down to being like literally zero, if not like, 0.1 or 1% access requests on there. It just seems to cut that out a lot.
Yeah.
That's interesting to know because I think I've been hesitant to use this because I was afraid people would, go to click on it, try to edit, and then we get comments saying, hey, your sheet doesn't work if they kind of miss this button. But we haven't tested it ourselves. So it's interesting to hear that you're finding it works for you.
Because before really focusing on Google organization and productivity, I worked heavily with teacher authors and creating products for them. And so that was, it came about from the fact that people were like, I'm getting so many access requests. What is going on? And so we troubleshooted it. And like I said, it's been successful.
Yeah. Nice.
We'll try that, Mel, because I like that you can see the template. It's just, we were just afraid that because we try to like reduce to like the margin of error. Everything that we can, we like do it before we get that customer request, right? So like, okay, what could go wrong, right? So that's how we ended up with the / copy, because there's nowhere, I don't think there's nowhere in that blank. Mel, do a / copy in there.
And I agree. I don't think there is. And so sometimes I get confused. I'm like, how are you asking for a request here? Yeah.
So that one, we were just like, okay, there is only one action for them to do.
Yep. Yep.
That is wrong.
Yep.
And I
But
guess
if you do the / if you do template preview, so right there at the beginning of the CEO, it says copy of.
Mhm.
So it won't have that copy of part when they get it, which is one thing I do also like as a customer, as a consumer. Like that one will, because you have it said, you already have it named copy of. But if you go to the original,
or you can just remove the name from the copy of, like, so you don't ruin the original right there.
Which one? Where am I going?
Rename it, that one, to just remove the copy of. Yeah. And then do the template preview again for that one.
And make sure it's on anyone with the link to view, because I don't know if the copy did.
The one thing I was going to point out, so before I hit enter, just one thing that changes is if you notice these fonts, and then I'm going to hit enter. That's just one. It's not a big deal, but it changes the font.
That is interesting. I didn't notice that.
Just in the preview. So if we go to use template, it switches it back to normal.
Huh. That is very interesting.
Not a big deal, but yeah.
So that's another one of my hacks that I like to say. Whenever I see someone share just like the document and they say, okay, just make a copy, I'm like, I want to tell you need to know. Make your life easier.
Yeah, for sure. I love your archive folder tip. I've done that with like photos and emails, because I'm one of those people that doesn't organize as I go. So yeah, to make myself feel better, occasionally I dump it all in a folder and start fresh again. Oh my gosh.
It's so amazing how that can just clear up so much mental space, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't really do anything for you, but it just clears it up so that you can start fresh and create something that works for you.
Yeah, it gets over that overwhelm of like, oh my gosh, I have to organize years worth of information. No, you don't. Just sweep it under the rug.
Yep. And then you can go and search for anything that's in that folder. You can move things from that folder into your new folder structure whenever it's ready. But I also say that search is just a Band-Aid. You know, search is only as good as what you name your files. So that is also something to take into consideration, because if you leave it as untitled document, you're not going to be able to find it. Or if you just write like social media, you're not going to know what that document is related to. So, you know, search is great too, but you do need to make sure that it is, you know, what you're going to be searching for.
We've lost many untitled documents before.
Yeah.
How do you name your folders in your drive? Do you use any naming convention to that, or do you use, I know some people use emojis. I don't know if you're talking about that in the summit. I gotta check it out. But
yeah,
I would love to. I know it works differently that's why we always say, what works for me might not work for you. Mm-hmm. But we like to get ideas and test it out.
Yeah, I know emojis aren't searchable. So like us doing emojis, we do it on our like main spreadsheets that we use. So our brain, our member roadmap, our members list, like inventory, digital inventory, anything that's really important. And then we put it up in the bookmarks. But from my understanding, they're not searchable. So it's more of a visual cue.
100%. Right? Yeah. I use also like stars to move things too, like put them up towards the top. Stars and numbers help a lot too, and those are more searchable. But yeah, you can't really, unfortunately, emojis are just really a visual cue. So I am a more time-based organizer, I have found out. So I found out that there's really two different ways people like to categorize information in their drive. It's either by category or by time. And so I'll give a preview, but I am going into this in my presentation. So I use a system called the PARA method, and it stands for projects, areas, resources, and archive. So projects are anything that is time sensitive. So I'm working on it right now. It's something that has a start and end date. So like the summit is an example of something that's in there. And then when I'm done with it, I can either move it into the archive or I can move it into the areas so that I can like for future summits refer back to it. But then I only look in that folder and I only see the things that I'm like actively working on right now. And then in areas, I have categories for all the different other parts of my business. So the ongoing things. So like social media, you know, CEO docs, finances, things like that. And so in my files, I try and do a very concrete what this is. So like if it's a template, I put like brackets and say template and then what it is and then what it's related to. So like the go-to membership, GTM. And then I try also and put a date on it if I can too, because then I can also search by date in there if I'm able to. But I always just make sure that make it as clear as possible and put what it's related to. And then I have like template on there. I have client on there. If it's a client related, I'll put like bracket client and the person's name. I use that quite a bit because then I can just search for that person's name if I haven't organized it into the folders like I should. So I do a lot more text-based organization things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I like that you have like 4 big main buckets and then you drop everything into those. And then you have in your brain, you know, works, okay, projects, everything I have to work on, you know, I have a deadline for that. So I gotta go on that folder. And then, you know, the documents, maybe, you know, I need something here and there, but I know it's there. So I like that.
Yep. And then resources is anything that are things you want to hold on to. So things that you've like articles or lead magnets or resources, anything that you might want to refer back to. So all of my folders there are the person's name I've gotten it from, and then a little description of like what it might be about so that I can quickly scan my folders and be like, oh yeah, that one about Instagram 9 squares, like, you know, okay, Instagram 9 squares, I see it right here. Okay, now I can click on that folder. So it's all about, what I like to say is, if you can't find something in your Google Drive in about 15 seconds or less, you should look at organizing and optimizing it easier, because you should be able to go click folder, find it, or search for it really quickly and find it. So if that's kind of like my litmus test, if you will.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that helps. I mean, we actually created a brain, like we put everything in the spread. I mean, we do everything in the spreadsheet. So it's good to know, because our drive, I don't think I ever looked at it from a, you know, let me open my drive and search for something in there from that standpoint. So I'm sure we have like gazillion things and just like floating in there that we don't even know what it is. But
yeah, I tend to have folders for like you said, like I'm working on summits or whatever. So I'll put those things in folders, but then everything else is dumped in, because we tend to have like a spreadsheet with inventory. It works out really well. But, you know, occasionally it'd be nice if.
Oh, did she freeze?
Yeah, it looks like
the other day, and it would have been nice to have everything in a folder to.
No, we lost
all of them separately. So.
We lost you for a bit.
Oops.
There we go.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Well, and I think I was checking out because I joined as a VIP not too long ago too, because I was like, oh my goodness, spreadsheets have always been my kryptonite, honestly, in regards to everything else Google tools. And so I'm like, yes, someone else who can do it, like, you know, Superman, someone else who can do that part better than I can, type of thing. And your spreadsheets are so beautiful and so well designed. I love them. And so they're so functional. And I saw you guys have like a brain, like a spreadsheet in your spreadsheet hub. And I have one I call it my dashboard. And I created that kind of purely out of necessity of like, I wanted to see everything in one spot. And so I have tabs for all different parts of my business, and I'll link to a Google Drive folder, or I'll link to a Google Doc, or, you know, something that I need to access really, really quickly. And I love that about Google, is that it connects everything together. Nothing's like separate. You can use those smart chips and put in little, you know, preview links or little, I mean, they're called chips, but they're little things where you can just click on whatever you need to do, and then you've accessed it right away. It's really easy.
Yeah, the smart chips was like the huge. They're so cute. I mean, we love using them. use them for everything. I don't think we do anything Google anymore, like in a normal link way. But
Yep.
then, like in Google Doc, when we're doing like SOPs, we're referring to any spreadsheet or any other Google Doc, we just like enter the smart chip in there. It's like, they're so cute.
And now Google Docs has the placeholder chips too. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but you can just put a placeholder chip for a date. So if like you're creating an SOP template, you can just have a date placeholder chip. And then when you've made a copy of that template, then you can just go in and quickly put in the date. So they have a placeholder chip for dates and I think location. There's a couple of them and persons maybe. So one of the things that I love on the middle plan of Google Workspace, so the $12 a month plan, you can do templates in Google Docs now or in slides, forms, and slides. So you can take one of your documents and make it a template so that when you go at the top of, like, say, Google Sheets at the top, when you can see all those templates, then your templates will show up. So all you have to do is click it and it'll make a copy of it. And then you can start working on it. So like I have one for an SOP. I have one for like my weekly emails that I send out. So I write them in Google Docs. And so I just click the template and makes a copy of that Google Doc for me. And then I start writing in it and it saves so much time.
How do you make your own template in there? Is there something in settings or?
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, one of you guys, I can show you how.
All right, let me share mine real quick. Hold on. Oh my gosh, me and technology. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
I can do spreadsheets all day. Don't ask me to share my stuff online with you. Here we go.
I always say technology is great when it works.
Yeah.
So just do like for this
SOP, right? This is how we use.
Yep.
For headings, and then let's say we do some checklists.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then if you go into just to show you those placeholder chips, if you go into insert,
okay,
and smart chips, so it's like
right
there, and then placeholder chips.
Oh my gosh, this is
and then there you go. So if you just click date, just for, I mean, you could, yep. So then now what you would do is that would be in your template, and then you would just click and choose your date.
Oh my gosh,
love this.
Yeah.
Oh
So now just give your document a title up at the top. One of the things that I always say is a way to stay organized while you're working is to name it, move it, and then work on it. So in this instance, you don't necessarily need to move it, but over for anybody else who doesn't know, on right next to the title SOP template, there's the star and then the file icon. So you can actually move it within Google Drive right away. So then you can give it a home before you even start working on it. And I love to do this because then you don't have to organize later. You can just organize while you're working.
Oh, wow.
So if you remember, name it, move it, work on it, then that's going to make your life so much easier.
That is awesome. I love that.
So then if you can go back to the main Google Docs screen, so click on the Google Docs icon.
Okay.
So you see here up at the top, start new document, and then you have the words template gallery.
Yeah.
Click on that. The 3 dots right next to it, actually. Sorry.
Okay.
And then now what do you guys have, the $6 a month plan, or do you guys have the $12 a month?
Hold on, I have to switch then because we don't really use that one. Okay. Oh boy, hold on.
No worries.
Oh, where's my password? Yeah, we do everything in our other one. So okay, let's do that.
So if you click the 3 dots right next to it, hold on.
This is the paid one.
Do you guys have the $12 a month level, or do you guys have the $6 a month level? You guys know?
12. Yeah.
12?
Yeah.
Okay. Click on the template gallery. Let's see if there we go.
Oh.
Then you go to submit template.
Okay.
So just select any document that you might have right here.
Okay.
I know that you're in a different one, but you can just, submit whatever could work eventually. And then I always submit a copy of it instead of the original. I just like to have that, and then you title it what you want it to be titled, because whenever it makes a copy, it's going to be named that. And then you put it in a category. I always do basics, and the reason why is it just shows up first.
Oh.
And then click submit. And then it will come on up here, and then there you go.
Oh.
So now what you do, if you go back to Google Docs, you probably, when you use it enough, it'll start showing up there. But if you just click on template gallery and then just click on that.
Oh, it has my little folder over here.
And then you click SOP template, it will make a copy for you.
Shut the
so then you don't have to go searching for those documents you want to make a copy of, frequently. It's right there at your fingertips. So you can do that in all of the main 4. So you can do that in docs, slides, sheets, and forms too. So it's pretty cool.
So it only works for the paid one?
It only works for the paid one, and it only works if you're at the middle level or above.
Okay.
So yeah, so that is just something to know there, but because otherwise you're going to just get their things there. But it can save so much time by having those templates.
Oh my gosh, thanks for sharing this. That's awesome. Now we just need to use our paid account. We have that for the email, actually. But
that is always, I think, when I work with clients and stuff, that's the hardest thing, is when you've started in a free Gmail account, especially if you're selling things like you guys are, to move them over is a pain.
Yeah, maybe we should start creating with the other one now. Yeah, all of our stuff is in the Gmail, in the .gmail.
The main reason why I would suggest this, and this is just for everybody else too, when you pay for a Google Workspace, you're also paying for extra security, and you're also paying for them to support your account better. So anything that is in your Google Drive on a paid, they're enhancing the security behind that drive. So it actually makes your stuff more secure. And then also you get that 24/7 support from Google. So if anything were to happen, if you're on a free plan, you can't contact Google. You can't say, you can only go and access their tutorials and their troubleshooting stuff. But if on your paid plan, you can go into your admin panel and then click support and then start chatting with someone specifically.
I did not know that either.
So that's one of the main things that that's what you're also getting, is you're just getting your more security behind what you have.
Yeah, well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
we'll start creating on that now.
So awesome. Amazing. I just wanted to add that she had some great tips there, so make sure you guys do go over to the Go To Summit, because Adrienne's got like an amazing presentation lined up for you guys. So if you're loving what she's offering, make sure you head over there. My internet keeps cutting out on my end, so if I am cutting out, let me know. But can we move to summits? We would love to hear what got you into this summit. Is this your first one?
And she froze again.
That good stuff.
Sounds good. I got the majority. You froze there, but I got the majority of the questions. Now we're good. So I have been participating as a presenter in summits probably for about 2 years or so. And this last year, when I was really this spring, I was like, I'm not the only one who knows about Google stuff. Granted, this is my job. I do Google all the time. But even people who are just regular online business owners who use Google tools have so much to share about how they're using Google in their business, that I would love to create a space where everybody comes together and just shares what they're doing in their business so that other people could learn from them. And so I was like, I'm going to host a summit. So yes, this is my first summit. I could not do it without Summit in a Box, which is Krista Miller's program, Summit in a Box. They Her program is amazing. I'm not an affiliate. I should be in soon, but I'm not an affiliate as of now. But her program has given me all the swipe files that I've needed, all the timeline of what to follow, what to basically exactly how to execute the summit. So that has helped reduce the amount of overwhelm because putting on an event like this is a lot of work. But being able to go to her program and then also being able to go to the community that she has and ask questions as things have come up has just allowed me to create this. So I'm really excited. I have been learning so much from all the presentations because of course I've watched them before they're going live next week. And it's just a great reminder to me too of like, I continue to learn all the time from everybody. I don't know everything. I might be a person to come to teach you about Google tools, but people learn a lot just on the job, on the go, grabbing different things. And so that's why I'm so excited to present this, is because it's a real life behind the scenes of how online business owners are operating their business.
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, we are super. I don't think we've. I mean, I can speak to myself, but I think Mel is the same. That we haven't been this excited to be, on a summit and to watch all the presentations. Literally, like, when you participate in a summit, like, sure, this is great, but this one we're like, whoa, like this is our entire business, and we always say too, like, yeah, we know Google Sheets more than the average person, but we learn things literally every day, right? And as we are working on Google Sheets, we learn new things also. So to learn all, and like I say, calendar, we haven't even touched calendar. The other day, somebody asked in our group, oh, you guys should have a calendar with all of our stuff. We're like, yeah, we should. Why don't we do this? So it's just like there's so much that Google offers that we're just like super excited to just attend all of the watch all the presentations, and they look amazing. So if you are watching this, you there on the other side, go to spreadsheetables.com/go-to and go sign up. It is free. It didn't start yet. It starts next week, right?
1 week from today. Yep.
So September 16th. So you still have time. Just go get the free ticket so you get all the reminders and all the presentations when they come. So let's see. What else, guys?
Well, and then I also wanted to tell a little bit. I know one of the questions you guys had was about the structure with the 3 different days and the organ, how it's systematized and optimized and innovate. And what I love about Google is you can work in Google no matter your technology level. So if you're a brand new beginner, Google tools are really simple to use. But if you're an advanced user, there are some really cool things you can create and do. And so the structure of the summit in those 3 days follows my signature program that's coming out, which is called the Go-To Formula. And it shows what is possible in Google at a beginner level. And for me, a beginner level is creating those systems. What are the foundation that what you really need in your business to then go to the next level. So that's why we have some presentations on organizing your Gmail, creating the folder structure in Google Drive, using some of the basic features like to put on an event or to organize your podcast. So what are some of those like systems you can put into place? And then from there, we can go kind of to the intermediate level, which is optimizing, really like starting to do some of those cool, fun hacks that we can do. And so that comes in of like, using Google Sheets to create lead magnets or selling only using Google Docs. Those are some of those presentations that we have coming up. So that is the intermediate level, that kind of like next step. And then finally, innovate is like, what I like to say is when someone goes, wow, you created that using Google, or wow, you did that using Google. So that's where we have your guys' presentation about Google Sheets. We have someone talking about using ChatGPT and Google and using Zapier and Google. So how do we connect some of those third-party tools to do really cool, fun things and create systems and automate and, all of that part of our business. So that's why I broke it up into those 3 days. And then when my program releases after the summit, it'll follow along those things too. So you can watch videos, short bite-sized videos about Google in each of those 3 areas so that you can gain the knowledge of what is possible in Google and what you can do on a systematized level, an optimized level, or an innovate level.
Yeah, and the good thing about Google too, it's very flexible. So, like, for example, of course, everybody knows the part where you can create spreadsheets and you can use the formulas and you can, automate that part of it. But not everybody knows about the app script, right? Which is like, it's a robot inside of your, spreadsheets or Google Docs or whatever it is. So we have been working a lot more with app scripts inside of our membership, because we want to automate, right? So if you have your spreadsheet that you have dates in there, you can send an email to yourself automatically, right? So whenever that date comes, it sends you an email. Whatever that date comes, it sends you, maybe your client a reminder for them to pay their invoice, that you don't even have to log in to send that email. So it's like a whole software that you would be paying hundreds of dollars every month that you can do it for free in Google. So I love that. Like, first you create your systems, then you optimize, and then you innovate and automate, right? To go like above and beyond what you could do, and all of that for free, which is crazy to me, blows my mind. So
right. And now I'm looking forward to learning more about AppScript from you guys too, because I feel like I've just like dipped my toes in the water of those. And I love to use ChatGPT to be like, hey, ChatGPT, I want to do this in Google Sheets. How do I do this? And then it'll spit out, okay, put this into AppScript. And then I'll test it and figure that out. So that's how far my toes have gotten into AppScript.
That's how we started also, because we have zero, certifications, or we don't have any of that. Like, everything that we know, we learned from doing. And when ChatGPT came and we were like, you can spit out this script for me. Of course you have to, like, not everything is going to work. You still have to talk back, back and forth with ChatGPT so you can get to what you want, and you have to know how to ask it, but it will give it to you. Like, he gave us the most complex scripts that it would take like a coding expert to do that before, right? And now we say more, us, we can do this, right? And it automates everything. And then we love to share like the most simpler ones, because a lot of people are scared of even touching that. It's like, what, coding? I don't know how to code. This is not for me. No, but this is like kindergarten level coding, like ChatGPT is right there and it can help you. So you can do like so much more stuff. So we're starting to dip more into that, and like because this is our whole point of our membership. Like, it's to get people to not be afraid of using and touching and breaking things. Go break our templates, right? You can get a brand new copy in the vault whenever you want. So take the template, take it as far as you want. And then if nothing works anymore on the template, go get a new copy, a working copy. But yeah, so I love that it's ChatGPT is there too for us. And there's, I don't know, it's just my brain starts like, spiraling out
right
possibilities that there is, to do with all of those tools that we have available at our fingertips nowadays. So,
and one thing I remind myself is Google itself just uses Google. They don't use, and I say this having been in a trainer community that is owned by Google and operated by Google, and I went to the Google headquarters because I was invited last year to go with my trainer community. That's what they use. Like, so if a multiple billion-dollar company just uses Google tools, so can your little company. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you can become your gazillionaire like them.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to try and ask a question because my internet's breaking out.
Yes.
You've had a sneak peek at all the presentations and the power pack and like all of that. What are you looking forward to the most, or what can our audiences look forward to the most? What are you excited about?
Well, what I'm really excited about, and I know you mentioned it a little bit, is the presentation on the Looker Studio. It's not a tool that I have really delved into. I really focus just on the core suite of tools. I don't go much past like Drive, Doc, Sheets, Google, Gmail, Calendar. And so being able to get that look into there, I'm really, really intrigued on that presentation. So for me, that's what I'm excited about. There's a one on using Google Tools to organize your events. And when I watched that, it gave me so many ideas of my own organization. She uses Keep and Tasks and Google Calendar to help organize her whole process for her events. And I use those same tools in my business, but in a different way. So I learned some different things. And that's one of the things I'm so excited about this event is I might do and use the exact same thing, but just in a different way. And it's opening my eyes to what else is possible. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that I'm really excited about. Creating your lead magnets in Google Slides. I think especially now with the information that Canva is upping the price for teams by such a large amount. Looking at Canva alternatives, you have one that's built right into Google Slides. And it just popped up on my Google Slides not too long ago that you can now remove the background of images in Google Slides.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're starting to see, that they need to up their game for competition with some of these other tools. So yeah, I'm just really excited about, just opening my eyes again to what is possible. What are people doing with these tools that I am not doing that I could potentially do?
That's so cool. And tell us a little bit about the Power Pack. So Andrea and I have submitted, we have a CEO spreadsheet suite mini membership that is launching soon, but through the Power Pack, we're actually giving some people early access if they get into that. What else can people look forward to in the Power Pack? Now,
Definitely.
actually, I should clarify the Power Pack. So you guys can get tickets for free at this first link that I had. But if you do want to upgrade, there's the Power Pack. So if you want to tell people about that.
Yeah. And once you register for free, you'll get a link right afterwards, which will be a limited time offer for the Power Pack. So the Power Pack is an all access pass for the event. So each presentation is available for 24 hours. And I mean, there's so much goodness in here that I don't know how any one of us is going to be able to implement 21 presentations in 3 days. So this gives you ongoing access so you can go back and refer to any of the presentations in the future. There's also going to be a private podcast feed. I know I love it when summits and other events have the podcast feed because I can listen to presentations while I'm, on my way to pick up my kids or drop them off. And then I can go back and look at the actual video, but at least I'm listening to them. And then we also have some exclusive live events just for Power Pack members. So there is a Google Q&A session on Monday with another Google Tools specialist. Her name is Dara Sklar. So we're co-hosting that. And then there is a Google Drive Power Hour. So you can come hang out with me and I'll go over my top tips on organizing your Google Drive. And then we'll actually spend some time organizing it. So you can take some intentional time to actually get that drive in order. And then I'll be going over, I'll be doing a masterclass on those 3 pillars of Google Tools. So the systematize, optimize, and innovate, and how those can really help lead you to more productivity and actually profitability, because you're spending less time doing these menial little tasks and you're spending more time doing what makes you money. So, and then there's over $700 worth of bonuses from all of our sponsors. They've been so generous in giving so many really cool bonuses. Not all of them are Google related, but all of them are going to help you in your business. So definitely worth the upgrade.
This is crazy.
That's so cool. I think this is the first summit or bundle that I'm I want to get in there on all of it. I think just leveling ourselves up because we're in this world of Google, I think it can't hurt for sure. So we're really excited.
I forgot to mention, you actually get a day early access to everything too. So everything's going to be released for Power Pack members on Sunday. Versus and I love that Mel's frozen, but you were frozen in that. Ooh, it was perfect. So yeah, everybody will be able to get it on Sunday versus if you are in the free tier, you'll get those released Monday morning. So
oh, sorry, excuse us with the freezing. We live in very remote locations and our internet it's just horrible. When it's not her, it's me. And our people, you know, in our groups, I guess they're used to that by now, because every Monday morning at 9 a.m. we deal with some sort of like internet issue. So excuse us for the
No worries. No worries.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think, are we ready to wrap this up? I'm excited for this. Make sure you guys go to spreadsheetables.com/go-to, and I'll probably stop talking because my internet's terrible.
No, yes, please go sign up. I just, you know, we had a little sneak peek of everything in there, and it's amazing. And it's great because it's not only, I mean, yes, it's just using Google tools, but I feel like there's so much in there that focus on like different parts of your businesses. Or, you know, that it's like, okay, so you could use this for this and you could use this for that. So it's very like business focused, right? It's entrepreneur focused. So there's nothing to distract you, you know, and send you doing things that have nothing to do, you know, just like a shiny object or anything. It's very strategically placed, you know, like you did the 3 days for things that you should do in order to just organize and grow your business. I said, Mel and I were in our grow and scale portion of the business now. We built our foundation, right, for the past year and a half or so. So now we are in the growing stage, and it's painful. It's exciting, but it's very, very painful, right? There's so many things to do, and so we do need to like that, or we do need that organization and like just cut out all of the shiny objects. So otherwise, like we're not able to get anywhere. So I feel like this is going to help us tremendously. So thank you for putting this together. We're very, very excited. And thanks for joining us here. It's been amazing to pick her brain a little bit.
Definitely. It's been so happy. Again, I love to be among my people, my Google people. It's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. All right,
All
guys.
right, looking forward to it.
Nope. Go
Go ahead.
I saw you froze in there. All right, guys. If you have any questions for Adrienne, just drop it in the comments. And she's in the VIP membership also. So if you are a VIP member, she's in there as well. She's one of us. Welcome to the VIP also.
Thank you.
And please go sign up to the go-to, and I hope we see you guys there. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.